last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. What's up, everybody? It's the Quarter Guy, and one of my big obsessions the last week or so has been playing Metroid Samus Returns, and I just finished it today, 100% by the way, and wow, that was fun. I've been waiting for a game like this since Other M and Federation Force were not exactly spectacular, but yeah, this is the sort of Metroid game I love. The exploration, the challenge, the fun. Samus not having bad writing. Yeah, I gotta give credit to Mercury Steam. They did justice to this franchise. Good on you, Mercury Steam. Well done. But there's always those people who are either petty, trolls, or both, who really wanted AM2R to be left alone, even in the presence of this. And, well, understand, if you're one of those people, understand what you would have had to do if you were in Nintendo's position. AM2R would have been a direct competitor to Samus Returns. Both remakes of the same game, both from an IP licensed and managed and owned by Nintendo. Would you want a free game possibly cutting into your profits? I mean, it sucks that the game had to be. It sucks that the game had the plug pulled on it, but Nintendo kind of had to do it. I mean, otherwise, Samus Returns probably wouldn't have had a chance. I mean, people would. Both of them were really good games, to be honest. I mean, seriously. Samus Returns was a lot of fun. So was AM2R for the brief time it was available on the net. Even the creator of AM2R really had no hard feelings. But, obviously, the comparisons are going to be there. In fact, I'm actually considering possibly doing a Clash of Q for the first time in who knows how long. I might just take a look at both of those games, considering Samus Returns' experience is still fresh in my head. Though I was one of the lucky ones who was able to get AM2R before the plug was pulled on it, so I might play through it again, fully, just so I can have the experience fresh in my head. Maybe do a Clash of Q on the two. That would actually be a pretty fun video. In fact, speaking of Metroid, one video I would like to do in the future, near future probably, is top 10 Metroid power-ups. Metroid is a really fun series, one that I've enjoyed thoroughly, and, well, the power-ups are one of the best things about Metroid. They're cool, they're functional, they're a lot of fun to use. Sounds like a great thing to do. So I'll keep that in my to-do list. Meanwhile, my next countdown, as some of you may know, is top 10 Street Fighter characters. Considering it's Street Fighter's 30th anniversary, I figured it was a good time to do so. I've played Street Fighter since I was young, since I was like in Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES. I mean, no. Since Street Fighter, I've played Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES, and I've had a lot of fun with the series. Granted, it's not exactly in the best place right now, but it's still very influential to this day, both for fighting games and for video games as a whole. So, yeah. Now, the question I keep thinking about is, being a casual player, how much weight do I give to gameplay, and how much do I give to the characters' personalities? I mean, on the one hand, it's a fighting game, so characters have to be fun to play as in a fighting game, but at the same time, these are characters who are narrative entities, so that's the question I have to ask myself in determining who gets on the list. But anyways, I'm hoping to get it done next month before I go to Youmacon in November. So, look forward to that. Meanwhile, question of the week this week, in regards to considering Mega Man's 30th anniversary is just on the horizon, my question is, What's your favorite Mega Man generation? As always, answers in the comments. Favorite comments will be featured in the next episode. Here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the fourth wall mailbag. As always, send me your questions via YouTube comments. If you're on your web browser, go to my About tab and click the Send Message button and send me your questions there. I'll feature my favorites in the next episode. First question this week comes from Super Prinny, who asks, who is your most wanted character for Fire Emblem Warriors? For me, I'd have to say Ike. I mean, he's a really popular character in the series, outside of Awakening and Fates, and considering that, I really think he should get in. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten in yet. Even with considering the DLC that was announced like 5 days before the Japanese release. Not really good time to announce that, at least wait for the game to come out, please. And the DLC is focusing on the 3 games that were focused on in the main game. Actually, now that I think about it, that's basically what happened for Hyrule Warriors as well. They focused on the 3 games that were focused on in that game too, and didn't really figure more games into the equation until Hyrule Warriors Legends. Still think that was a bit of a questionable move, but, I don't know. Still, I think Ike should get in at some point. Next question comes from Takashi Yamato, who asks, have you played the Star Ocean series at all? I've only played 1 game, that being the 3rd one, Star Ocean Till the End of Time on the PlayStation 2. I rented it while I was in college. It was pretty good. Some things bugged me a bit, and it's not exactly fresh in my head. I made it to the final boss during the time that I'd rented it, but I was underleveled and underprepared for that, so I never beat the final boss. But to be honest, it was actually pretty fun, though I did have one of the most Whiskey Tango Foxtrot plot twists I've ever seen in an RPG. I mean, really? Oh well. Next question comes from the Green Dragon 53, who asks, if you had to choose between Shantae and Zero making it into the next Super Smash Bros. Game, who would you pick? As much as I love Zero, as much as he's still my favorite character of all time, I would rather have Shantae get into Smash Bros. For one thing, considering Nintendo's indie love, I think Shantae would be a really good fit for Smash Bros. Considering she's a very popular indie character. I mean, the success of Shantae Half Genie Hero's Kickstarter campaign should attest to that. At the same time, however, Zero's been in a lot of fighting games. Let's see. He's been in, like, let's see, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, SVC Chaos, SNK vs. Capcom, Onimusha Blade Warriors, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Sorry, I am having trouble Englishing today. Part of me thinks Zero just needs a break from fighting games. I mean, we can't have him in every crossover. Besides, I've heard people say that Zero's been pretty much broken in nearly every fighting game he's been in. And they're probably sure the same would hold true for Smash Brothers, though I doubt they'd be able to throw in Sogenmu. So that's why I think Shantae would be a better fit for Smash Brothers than Zero. Last question this week comes from Slout the Chaos 666, who asks, have you ever heard of Pulse Man for the Sega Mega Drive? I've heard of it. Never played it.
Let's rock out.